a minute, I need to turn the camera.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Hi.
So, hi, good to see you.
Yeah, same here, finally.
And I can see some known faces. Asif, thanks for joining.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, great. Thank you.
So today is also World Mental Health Day.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really a good day to be on this live, actually.
So, am I audible to you, Priya? Because
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
because I can, feel this voice breaking. I mean, your voice is breaking.
My voice?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, my internet connection is not very good here. So I'm in Assam. So the place
Mhm.
where I'm in, the internet connection is not very good. I mean, the Wi-Fi is not also not working, and we
Ah,
do not get proper network here for mobile
okay,
data
okay,
also.
okay. No
Yeah,
issues. Still, I can hear you. Yeah.
yeah, no problem. So I think let's not waste time here, and then am I
Yeah,
audible?
perfect.
Yeah. And thank you for taking out time कि आपका भी बहुत ऐसे busy schedule took out time.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful to you for that, and a very warm welcome to this live today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I have shared a quick template.
Ah,
So I think I have to share it on your Instagram story so that people can at least पता चले कि किस बारे में बात हो रही है आज.
yeah. Yeah.
So आप अगर थोड़ा सा अपना इंट्रोडक्शन दे देंगे ऑडियंस को, जस्ट अ ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन.
Mm. So, for me, I had a very early marriage, and
या
I was married right after my 12th. And after 12th, I dropped my studies for a period of 2 years. And thereafter,
हम्म.
I was doing my BSc first year, my first child was born. And by the time I was into my final year, my second child was born.
ओके. या
Yeah. So,
नॉट मच डिफरेंस, राइट? जस्ट 2 years, I guess.
yeah,
टू
it's,
इयर्स
it's,
आई
it's
अंडरस्टैंड.
just
टू
two
इयर्स हाँ.
years. Yeah.
हाँ, या
So, for me, so it has been like I wanted a career for myself, and I wanted to look after my children in the best possible way. And to it, hired a man, to give bath to my child or give massage to my child. So ever since my child was born, so I was the one who was looking after the child.
ओके. आई मीन दैट्स रियली कमेंडेबल क्योंकि विदाउट एनी सपोर्ट, आपके फैमिली में सपोर्ट था कोई उस टाइम पे?
Uh, yes. So I would say one of the biggest support that I had has been of my husband, Rajveer.
ओके.
And so it was pure, I would say, mental, emotional, financial, all kind of supports. So
या
he's the
आई
one
कैन अंडरस्टैंड.
who shared the child care responsibilities with me, who shared the household domestic chores responsibilities with me, and definitely he's the one who funded my education. So I had in the form of external support, so he has been the number one support. And my husband is an army officer, so he
ओके.
would go to field. So he would have those field postings in between, and that was a time when, of course, I missed his support. But then I had my family supporting me in some way or other. So definitely that support was there. But what I feel is that one of the most important support for any woman is that the support that comes from within. जो
Correct.
हमारा जो फेथ है, जो हमारा कमिटमेंट है, जो हमारा
Hmm.
डिवोशन है, एंड द लव that we bring into any situation, that is one of the most important support that we can offer. Feel supported, if I could internally feel supported, if I could internally feel that all that love, so that is when I draw it from the external world. For me, it came through first the support of my husband. Yes, there have been so many wonderful people along my journey who have supported me, and I have met
Correct.
beautiful, wonderful people like you. So that's always there. It's it's a kind of such a beautiful energy, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this always, I believe, you attract people of your of the same energy and same vibe when you move
Yeah,
ahead on your journey, right? Yeah, this thing I've
yeah,
realized
definitely,
lately. I
definitely.
mean, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's really sweet. I mean, and also, पार्टनर से जब सपोर्ट मिलता है, आई थिंक वो सबसे बड़ा सपोर्ट होता है क्योंकि लाइक प्रेगनेंसी में या फिर पोस्ट प्रेगनेंसी में मदर्स जो है वुमेन के वो रहते हैं साथ में, लेकिन पार्टनर का रोल बहुत ज्यादा मैटर करता है. एंड when you said
Definitely.
like there was no external help and it was only your husband, that's really sweet, and he helping you in all areas of your life, it's really commendable.
Yeah, so true. And that's, you have just said it right. For any child, he needs that love, that support, that togetherness, and that bonding of his or her parents. वो हर बच्चे
Correct.
के लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि दोनों का, मदर फादर दोनों का सपोर्ट बच्चे को अवेलेबल हो, प्लस मदर फादर आर सपोर्टिंग ईच अदर.
Yes, the child should see it right from a young
या
age. वो
या
देखना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होता है उनके
या
उनके और मेंटल और इमोशनल मतलब डेवलपमेंट के लिए भी.
या So I would share a personal example here. Like for me as a child, so as a child, me myself, I had seen my parents fighting, like
हम्म.
I would say, two enemies. तो इतनी ज्यादा उनकी मैंने लड़ाई देखी है, and it is kind of I mean, so many parents, they don't realize how it affects the mental health of the child,
Absolutely.
how it affects
Absolutely.
the psyche of the child. And as we say,
Yes.
our life experiences are always guiding us. हमें वो रास्ता दिखा रहे हैं. कई बार
हम्म.
ऐसा होता है कि एक एक्सपीरियंस हमें उसी एक्सपीरियंस को रिपीट करवा देता है, और कई बार when we are able to draw the lesson, we don't repeat the lesson, but we do what we would have loved to see in that situation. So for
Correct.
me, it was always, when I saw my parents fighting, so I always knew it within my heart, because I wanted to see them in harmony. And even as a child, मतलब जब मैं 5, 6, 7 साल की बच्ची थी, so always in my dreams, always in my visualization, I had a very supportive partner. And
Okay. That's
and
really
my
sweet.
marriage is purely arranged marriage. So even the divine
Hmm.
helps you in getting what you want. So if you have that internal faith within.
Absolutely. That's, I mean, yeah, uh, you know, uh, it was an arranged marriage, but even then you attracted the right partner.
Yeah,
That's really sweet. And yeah, as you said, the impact that the fights of parents has on children. मैंने भी रिसेंटली एक वीडियो बनाया था. सो क्या होता है कि हमारे चाइल्डहुड के एक्सपीरियंसेस कभी कभी एडल्टहुड में रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं. सो वी
हाँ,
कैन रिलेट टू इट कि मतलब मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ था एंड आई एम डूइंग द सेम थिंग. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है. एंड व्हेन
yes,
यू आर माइंडफुल, आप जब माइंडफुल रहते हैं एंड यू आर कॉन्शियस, तभी पता चलता है कि वी आर रिपीटिंग सम सिचुएशंस
yes,
और सेम कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स.
true.
एंड जब भी माइंडफुल होते हैं तभी हम उसको मतलब वो वो भी हमारा एक नेचर बन जाता है. and we don't even realize कब
Yeah.
childhood क्या जो हमारा हमने experience किया था या parents का जो characteristics था वो कब हमारे अंदर आ जाता है, we don't realize it.
True.
That is, I think very powerful.
Yeah.
अभी इसके अराउंड बात करते करते I wanna ask कि आपका जो early life था, when you got married, you
हाँ,
got married very early.
हाँ.
I mean, you had a lot of challenges, and then what were some of the tough decisions that you had to take? I mean, कोई decisions है, I realize this as a mother, बहुत tough
Mhm.
होता है, and then you are juggling between two things. So ऐसा कौन से decisions आपने लिए थे उस time पे?
Uh, so for me, like we generally, when we think about mothers, especially the mothers who are working and the mothers who have children. So it's working mothers, definitely children, but mothers who are working. So now they have two things to balance, the a child in the home and the job. And for me, I had kind of found myself into a, I would say, quadruple whammy situation. So for me, it was, definitely my children first. Then I was studying, and there was a point in time when I was working as well as studying. And then
Oh,
being an
okay.
army wife, so there was social commitment. So there were, these multiple areas in my life, and
Hmm.
I definitely had to take some tough decisions to balance it all. And one of the places wherein I lost it all was I kept my priorities. So my children, my family were priority one, my own studies
Okay.
and education was priority two, and then the social commitments were priority three. Where I lost was I lost myself into that list of priorities. मतलब अपने आप
Yeah.
को बिल्कुल भूल ही गई, अपने आप को बिल्कुल घुमा ही दिया. And
Absolutely.
that then a period came in life wherein I, started seeing the symptoms of this neglected
Hmm.
self-care in my health. And
Correct.
there was one particular period in time wherein, I had difficulty even walking. I mean, I had so much of inflammation in my knees that I could not walk. And that was a kind of wake up call, a kind of reminder to what I had been ignoring and avoiding in my life. So I personally
Correct.
feel that yes, our children are a priority. Our job is also for the career women. It's a priority, and social commitments and everything. But our number one priority is ourselves. Even when
Of
we are
course.
onto the flight, तो वो कहते हैं ना ऑक्सीजन मास्क पहले अपने ऊपर लगाओ फिर दूसरों को हेल्प
You
करना. So
cannot serve
we
from
must
an empty
never
cup,
forget.
basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I believe this to the core because even in my videos, I make videos for postpartum motherhood journeys, experiences for mothers. So I believe this to the core because I personally experienced it firstly. And people who come to me, जो बाकी mothers है जो मेरे पास आते हैं, and not even mothers, I would say, uh, I'm not, like dealing with men now because I used to
Mhm.
have male clients but not anymore. But then जो
Mhm.
women है ऐसे like normally भी जो women है
Uh-huh.
कभी कभी फैमिली के लिए भी अभी कभी कोई elder daughters है वो भी like they don't put themselves in priority like most of the times and mothers
Yes.
तो बात मतलब वो तो कभी खुद को रखते ही नहीं प्रायोरिटी में.
True.
That's a different thing. कभी नहीं रखते and they feel guilty also to keep themselves
Yes,
in a priority
that's the
list.
most important thing. It is something kind of, just pressed into our, psyche right from the early age that खुद के
Yeah.
बारे में सोचना तो मतलब बिल्कुल सही है ही नहीं. So you have to think
Have
about others, especially with
others,
the women. औरत के
others,
बारे में सोचो,
yeah.
खुद के बारे में बिल्कुल नहीं सोचना. And
And then everyone
then
gets
later on it shows up.
exhausted, and then they realize how it is taking a toll on their mental health, right?
Yes, yes, true.
Absolutely, yeah. So, like, what were the challenges that came about it? Like, you realize ki yourself, you did not put yourself in that priority. So, you reached to that stage of
I'm
self-sabotage.
sorry, Abhinam, I missed. I think, yeah, so I missed your voice in between.
Am I not
Yeah,
audible? Am I audible?
yeah, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So when you reach that stage of exhaustion, so what were the challenges you faced, and then what are the things you realized? Ki, okay, now I need to make some changes in my life. This is happening. Became mindful about it. So what were those challenges, and how did you slowly try to overcome it?
Yeah. So, first is definitely the awareness. Any shift comes with the awareness. So, first, this awareness that, oh God, this is what I was missing on in life, and this is where I was losing I would say, the battles of life. And that's
Hmm.
when and see, it's not about how much time we have, it's about what our priorities are. तो जहाँ पे priority है वहाँ पे तो हम time निकाल ही लेते हैं. So when I listed my own care as my priority, so I could take out time for myself. The blessing has been that by this time all this happened, my children had already grown up and they have left the nest. So
Yeah.
it was not very difficult even to prioritize myself, but definitely it was a kind of a new trend for myself, a new routine for myself, something which I was not used to. और जैसे आपने बताया कि जब तक हम used to नहीं है तो हमारे अंदर वो गिल्ट की फीलिंग होती है. मतलब मेरे
Yeah.
अंदर तो इतना ज्यादा गिल्ट होता था कि मैं अगर शांति से 5 मिनट बैठ करके कोई काम नहीं कर रही हूँ, so just being myself,
Hmm.
so
Correct.
I used to feel guilty of that. Means productivity के साथ इतना attached था कि मतलब my own sense of worth, my own happiness, everything was so attached to productivity कि जब मैं कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ तो I used to feel guilty. And
Hmm.
I'm sure it must be there with so many other women. जैसा जो
Absolutely. You
हमारा
feel
guilt
like
complex
why
है.
am I sitting idle? Like I could have done something else. Like I could have finished some other course. So वो सब फिर जब आप ऐसे आइडली बैठते हैं ना तो वो सब फिर आता है कि कुछ कर ही लेते हैं अभी ऐसा ही क्यों बैठे हैं.
Exactly, exactly. And जो जो गिल्ट है उसका एक सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक है कि इट प्रिवेंट्स satisfaction in life. Whenever we are guilty,
Correct.
so we can never be satisfied. So lack of satisfaction, lack of fulfillment in life is so much related to how much guilt you are feeling or how many regrets you have. So that's why it's so very important to work on that guilt and develop that sense of inner worthiness that yes, I do deserve rest, I do deserve relaxation, I do deserve my me time. And I think it has something to do with our childhood rearing.
Absolutely.
And being a child, myself, I had so much of pressure to get that 5 star, performance in my studies. तो
Hmm.
वो जो छोटा बच्चा जो 5 साल का, 6 साल का, 8 साल का, जिसको बोला जाता है कि आप इसी, and it's with all well-meaning parents. Parents want the best for the children, but only that sometimes they don't know that what they think is to be the best for the child may not be the best.
Correct.
तो वो जो बच्चा
Hmm.
बैठा हुआ है चेयर पे स्कूल से आते ही रात के 10 बजे तक, 12 बजे तक, जिसको खेलने का चांस नहीं, घर से बाहर निकलने का चांस नहीं, सिर्फ पढ़ाई करना है, तो उस बच्चे के लिए मतलब दैट्स व्हाट द चाइल्ड लर्न्स. तो मतलब जहां पे भी द चाइल्ड इज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग, द चाइल्ड फील्स
Hmm.
गिल्ट कि मैं अपने मदर
Absolutely.
को जो है परेशान नहीं करना चाहता या दुखी नहीं देखना चाहता, या वो वाला जो एक चीज है. तो मेरे पेरेंट्स की खुशी इसी में है कि मैं मेहनत करता रहूं या मैं मेहनत करती रहूं.
Hmm. You get too many things on your plate. Okay, then you say, like, I'm doing something at least. I mean,
हाँ,
you have to,
या
you realize, I mean, the it's a belief you make कि बहुत सारा कुछ करने से
यस,
ही मतलब I am doing something good in my life या फिर उसको
एग्जैक्टली,
एग्जॉशन में डालने
एग्जैक्टली.
से ही
इट्स दैट
like
बिलीव.
I am doing my best. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the belief. Yeah, and
absolutely.
that belief kind of runs your life till the time the belief is not sorted out.
those
Yeah.
children, they grow up, when they have their own children, I would act the same that the parents
Uh, uh,
acted
uh, uh,
when
uh,
they were a child.
yeah.
Am I not
Yeah. Yeah.
audible?
I missed. Yeah. Now you are. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for the connection. I mean, when a children
No.
has that kind of a childhood, जब वो बड़े हो जाते हैं,
Mm.
then when they have their own children, तो वो same characteristics या फिर same behaviors ही वो भी फिर वो impose करते हैं बच्चे कि मैंने तो ऐसा किया था, I never
You are
let
so.
my parents down.
Yeah. You are so bang on the point. This is what exactly it did to my child. तब जब तक मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि मैं मेरे पेरेंट्स से भी गलती हुई है, मैं क्या गलती कर रही हूँ, तो वो बच्चा अगर हैंड राइटिंग में एक छोटी सी भी चीज उसने गलत लिखी है, so I would tear off the entire page and I would ask him to write it again. And now I feel, what a blunder I did, but I was so harsh on my child. So repeating the
Yeah,
unhealthy pattern. Yeah. And that's why,
the phone and
it's
dropping an
the kind of work that you are
exceptionally
doing is so important,
disturbing and
making the parents realize that what is the right way to actually parent a child so that we have less of
yeah,
wounded children growing up into wounded adults.
correct, yes. So now I want to get into a very important thing, which is, time management for young and new mothers. And also, like, we talked already about the mom guilt and, feeling burnout. But then the time management, I also get a lot of questions regarding this thing. How to
Yeah.
manage, like, work life and then family and children. So what were your experiences regarding this?
So, if I were to tell you very honestly, so I have literally struggled with managing time. And as I was handling multiple responsibilities, and that is why my own self care had gone into oblivion.
Correct.
But still, not being that harsh on myself, if I look at the stats, if I look at the figures, and if I look at the real life evidence, so as I look back into retrospect, so I do realize that still with all that, I did manage my time quite well. I found myself struggling, but yes, I did
Mm,
manage it quite well. And one of the things that I have realized about managing time is that most of the times we focus on to-do list. क्या करना है, क्या करना है, क्या करना है, क्या करना है. And उसमें से check out करना है, ये हो गया, ये हो गया, ये हो गया. But more important than the to-do list is not to-do list. Those are the
correct.
time stealers.
Yeah.
So I
Mm,
was very clear on my not to do list. So
mm,
I never watched any TV serials and movies and all. And it's not something that I have to cut down my interest of that. But I really it's a kind of weighing the pros and cons and weighing the cost and the reward. So it was not
correct.
worth
Mm,
spending for me 3 hours on the movie. So I would better read a book and
absolutely.
which I
Yeah.
would read for half an hour. So
That's a
this was
very
one.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Secondly, I never got into meaningless or purposeless connections or conversations. So I was never just for the sake of chatting or maybe gossiping or blah blah blah
Correct.
blah those things. I was never into that. So these were the things which were the not to do list, and they helped me. And secondly was definitely prioritizing. So whatever I prioritized, I did it well. खुद को भूल गई वो अलग बात है, लेकिन अगर जैसे वो बच्चा और फैमिली फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी में है, so it was very easy to schedule my time
Hmm.
according to that. So my
Correct.
family then of course my studies. So then third was social connection. जहाँ पे conflict of interest आ रहा है, तो lower in the priority gets cancelled and higher in the priority gets time. So that was there. And yes, delegation helped me, and I am very, very fortunate, thankful that I have always got good people to help me in my housework. So I could delegate my, work which could be taken care of by others.
Correct. So I was
And
smiling
one of
when
the
you were
things
talking
here I
about.
would like to add, because I have
Yeah,
I
sure.
have heard of so many people, talking about कि मुझे ना अच्छी हेल्प नहीं मिल पाती है, मुझे कोई अच्छे से काम करने. So I always say, uh, when you value the other person and you
Hmm.
value the values that they are providing to you, it's
Correct.
very rare that you would not get the help you need. So again, I reiterate the point, it comes from here. So we need to value those
Correct.
people who are adding value in our lives.
Absolutely. I can so much relate to you because those are the things I'm experiencing it now. I was smiling when you were talking about this thing. What was it like? Yeah, not to-do list. So
Yeah,
I made a reel recently about, I was telling like 5 ways how to not waste your time being a mother. And then those are
yeah,
some of the points you added, like not wasting, like binge watching series or,
yes,
on Netflix and wasting time because
yes,
that's not gonna help me in my personal development. And then
exactly.
also gossiping, like whenever I get some free time, and then I'll,
Yeah,
call my family members and then gossip about some useless stuffs. Those time I can
true.
utilize at least to read a book or, like join some
Yes,
course or something at least which can boost my own development, right?
true,
So those are
true.
things I added, and yeah, when you talked about the house help and all those things, I think as I said before, like you attract same people of your own vibe, even your house helps, I feel, because
Yes,
the help which I have for my daughter, I don't know, I
yeah,
her like I feel so. I mean, like my daughter also has attracted her some way in some way. I mean, we all feel
yeah,
so lucky. I think I don't see her
yes,
or like she's under me, but then I feel like she's helping me to create this life that I'm on, like, which I'm shaping it
yes,
slowly, and my whole journey she's also a part of it. So I see her like that, and maybe because of that, like
yes,
the universe helps you with those people.
true, true.
So we won't take much time. We'll end it in 5-10 minutes. So
Uh,
lastly, I would ask like what should be the mindset or like what advice would you give to mothers like who are trying to maintain work life and then family and children. I mean they must be like threshold, like some are like giving up, look, okay, I can't do everything. I'm
yeah,
giving up on my career and
yeah,
giving up. Some people give up on themselves only. They forget about themselves.
yes, yes,
They're not the previous them. They are like
yes.
totally a different version, and then they have like lost themselves somewhere in the process. So what
Mhm.
advice would you give to those mothers, and then like they should not give up on their life?
Yeah. So there is this first thing is that I want to tell all the mothers that whatever you decide to do, choose it from a faith, obligation. So whether it
Correct.
is raising your child, whether it is doing your job, whether it is looking after the family, anything that you do it from a space of love. क्योंकि वो जो love की energy है, वो बहुत मतलब वो एक in itself is a very fulfilling energy. And when we do it from the space of obligation, so that's an energy which is kind of, that drains you, and there can be resentment. वो जो obligation वाली condition में. So it's very important. If you want to have a child, so have a child because you would love to have the child and you would would love to take care of the child, not because your parents want you to have the child or the society puts pressure on you to have the child. So you need to,
Or to
feel
fix a
that love.
broken marriage also sometimes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that's very important. You want to do a job because that job calls up to you. Don't do it because you have to prove it out to the world that I am a working woman. uh,
Absolutely.
उससे नहीं, अपने उस लव के साथ में, उस डिवोशन के साथ में उस चीज को करो. So anything and everything that you do it with the devotion of love, and you will always be fulfilled. And you talked about the mindset. So here is something very important that I want to share with you. So love, definitely. And one of the myths that we have is that uh, the child, the child who's born, or the child, even the child who's not born, who's in the womb, doesn't know or doesn't understand or doesn't remember what's happening in the uh, mind of the mother, what's happening in her emotional world, what's happening in her world. So बहुत ही ज़्यादा important है कि to have the right mindset right from the
Hmm.
time of conception. And uh, I will share, the examples how things get passed on. It's not genetics; it's the environment within the womb, the mental environment, the emotional environment, the psychic environment, the energetic environment within the womb. So,
Correct.
because I was studying, and
Hmm.
where I was doing a BSc Math honors, and मेरा जो बच्चा है कभी उसको बोलने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ा मैथ्स पढ़ने के लिए, but this is something he carried from the womb. And he got, those always 100 out of 100 into maths. And he cracked his IIT in the first attempt. And he's one child
Oh,
who never studied for more than 2 to 3 hours in a day. Can you beat it? मतलब बच्चे जो है आईआईटी के लिए
okay.
कितना मेहनत
Hmm.
करते हैं. So this is something which he carried from the womb. This
Absolutely.
interest for studies, the passion for studies, and especially mathematics. I'll share another example of a different nature. So here it was when I was carrying my second child. So we were going through a financially low phase in our life. And financial worries, something, occupied my mind for so much time of the day.
Hmm.
And definitely, like over a few years, the condition became very good, stable, improved, thriving, I would say. लेकिन वो जो मेरा छोटा बच्चा है, उसमें 20 साल की एज तक, he still had that, that financial worries into his head.
Okay.
Something which he carried right from the womb. And
Hmm.
another thing, very, very important, which I want all the parents to take care of, is that never have an expectation of gender from the child. कि ये बेटा होना चाहिए या बेटी होनी चाहिए. It's a rejection wound. वो बच्चा पैदा
Hmm.
होने से पहले ही he is rejected by the parents. अगर वो
Correct.
different gender का. So
Hmm.
so many women I have met in life, they are suffering through the rejection wound in life, because parents ने पैदा होने से पहले mentally वो सोचा हुआ था कि हमारे बेटा होना चाहिए. And I did this for my second child, कि पैदा होने से पहले मैंने सोचा हुआ था कि बेटी होनी चाहिए.
Bete.
And I
Yeah.
had a son. So only when I learned about it and the consequences of this kind of a thought pattern, then I did the healing and the cleaning, the release process for my child, and he was 20 years at that time. So ये
Okay.
वाला जो मैंने आपको बताया financial वाला, this another wound of
The
rejection.
rejection.
So
Yeah.
I did it when he
Hmm.
was 20 years. And after
Okay.
that, I would say, things opened up for him. जो रिजेक्शन वुंड है वो बच्चे को
Hmm.
लाइफ में कहीं ना कहीं या तो उसके हेल्थ में या उसके करियर में, स्टडीज में, फाइनेंसेस में या रिलेशनशिप में डेफिनेटली इफेक्ट करता है. तो इसीलिए हर पेरेंट के लिए जरूरी है कि वो बच्चा जो अभी दुनिया में आया ही नहीं है उससे एक्सपेक्टेशन ना रखे कि वो किस जेंडर का हो, वो क्या पढ़ेगा, क्या नहीं पढ़ेगा, क्या बनेगा. अनकंडीशनली एक्सेप्ट योर चाइल्ड. That's So
Correct.
very
Yes.
important.
It's so important. I mean, this topic we can discuss for such like long hours because it's so interesting. I mean, even I was not aware, like, like thinking about the gender roles. I mean, maybe not expecting, but also like somewhere feeling like, okay, I'll have a girl, I'll have a boy. Somewhere that, the expectation starts right there, right?
Yes.
And then it like goes on. No doubt people
Yes.
have so
And
many
you will
problems
find
in their lives
something
and
very common in these children. They would have a lot of anger in them. वो जो होता है ना, एकदम से एंगर आउटबर्स्ट एकदम से होगा क्योंकि वो बच्चे में वो रिजेक्शन का जो वूंड है वो उसके अंदर एंगर क्रिएट कर रहा है. तो ये मतलब
correct.
मैंने इतना कॉमन देखा है. एंड दे आर सो हेल बेंट ऑन प्रूविंग देमसेल्व्स आउट टू द वर्ल्ड क्योंकि वो रिजेक्टेड है ना वो बच्चा पेरेंट्स की तरफ से. तो वो अपने पेरेंट्स को भी दिखाना चाह रहा है कि सी यू ऑट टू बी प्राउड ऑफ मी. The child wants to prove it out to the world कि you need to see, I am something, I really matter, I can do something and I am good enough
Hmm.
to be accepted, to be loved, to be. मतलब उस बच्चे को तो वो रिजेक्शन फील हुआ पेरेंट्स से कितना ही उसको लव दे. लेकिन बर्थ के बाद आजकल पेरेंट्स नॉर्मली एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. वो पुराने जमाने में तो बहुत ज्यादा जैसे रिजेक्शन लाइफ लॉन्ग ही मिलता था लेकिन अभी एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. पर
Hmm.
वो जो सीड और वूंड क्रिएट हो गया ना वूम के अंदर में तो वो दैट इज
Hmm.
समथिंग दैट नीड्स टू बी हील्ड. अदरवाइज मतलब वो बच्चा रिजेक्शन में के वूंड को कैरी करता हुआ उसका बोझा उठाता हुआ जीता है.
Correct. I mean, if you don't clean it up, तो ऊपर से सफाई करके भी it won't, like
यस.
result in something
यस.
better. Yeah.
यस.
जो
या.
रूट में बेस में जो गंदगी है वो साफ करके निकालना पड़ेगा. And this is like
ट्रू.
very
ट्रू.
interesting. I mean, I
ट्रू.
want to have a different live on this topic itself because I think I mean, like most of the people do not know about this. I mean, I have heard about Garh Sanskar and in womb parenting,
या.
but then
या.
never got
दैट्स
really
इट. या.
very, yes, yeah, very deep into it because I felt okay, like I knew energetically impact करता है या फिर surrounding impact करता है, लेकिन like like the expectations also shape the mind subconsciously, like in so deeper levels
यस.
I didn't realize it. So I mean, I think I want to have like a different separate life for this topic itself.
Yeah. And if we have time, so I would like to share one more thing here. So that is
Sure,
about
sure,
the
yeah.
care of the child. So जब जैसे when the parents are not available, the mother and especially the mother for a newborn child. So if the mother is not available or if the child is given into the care of someone else, means see somebody helping in the care is a different thing, but handing over the child to someone जैसे नानी के पास में छोड़ दिया या दादी के पास में छोड़ दिया या फिर ऑप्शन के लिए किसी वो क्या कहते हैं माँ चाची किसी को दे दिया. So that creates abandonment wound in that child. But unless or until मतलब वो एकदम unavoidable situation है कि the mother is not in a condition to look after the child. उसके अलावा वो mother should always be there for the children, especially the early years of life. And there is some very beautiful research done on it by, I think his name is Harlow, I guess. So he did this research on baby monkeys, and it came out to be very controversial because the baby monkeys had to be separated from the mothers. But then there was a wire mother, and which fed milk, and there was a cotton mother which gave the comfort of touch and hug and connection. So these baby monkeys, they
Okay.
spent most of their time with these, comforting mothers. They needed that contact comfort of the mother. And they
Hmm.
just went to the feeding mother for only, when they needed feed. And this contact comfort, तो हम बहुत बहुत बार ऐसे होते हैं कि मदर्स ये सोचती है कि बच्चे को ना ज्यादा लिफ्ट नहीं करना या ज्यादा उसको होल्ड नहीं करना क्योंकि अगर ऐसा किया तो बच्चे को आदत पड़ जाएगी. तो जब हम काम करेंगे तो
Attached हो
बच्चे
जाएगा, attachment आ
हाँ बच्चा
जाएगा.
हमें काम नहीं करने देगा. लेकिन इट इज
Hmm.
सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू गिव दैट कंफर्ट कॉन्टैक्ट टू द चाइल्ड क्योंकि उससे उसको जो सिक्योर अटैचमेंट डेवलप होता है. सो दैट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम हियर. और जो हम बड़े लोगों में कुछ में हम ये कुछ काइंड ऑफ एक वियर्ड सा डिसऑर्डर देखते हैं, अनईजी. कुछ लोग बहुत अनईजी हो जाते हैं एकदम से टच से, या some people are so obsessive about touching and rubbing others. So this all
Hmm.
starts from that
And also
phase.
I've seen
तो
adults like who in a relationship वो detached रहते हैं, right? वो attachment से डरते हैं या फिर
exactly, so this is what
वो
is
सडन
replicated in
हाँ
relationship. तो पार्टनर्स में
correct
लड़ाई हो जाती है when that compatibility is not there. Somebody is very pushy into touch and somebody is very
hmm.
scared of the touch, and it all started during the childhood. तो वो बच्चे को जो एक सिक्योर अटैचमेंट अगर नहीं मिला है तो वो
वो
बच्चा
नहीं
फिर
मिला
आगे उसके लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है.
they those things are like alien to them वो मतलब वो सोचते हैं ये मतलब they are not used to it right so and
Yes.
जो जिनको मिला है जिनको चाहिए होता है जिनके लिए
हाँ.
प्रायोरिटी है उनके लिए तो it's very like natural and like like it's
Yes.
very priority and the root of
Yes.
the
So that,
living thing
yes,
yeah
yes, that healthy level of that touch comfort comes जिसको वो बचपन में वो कंफर्ट मिला है. अदरवाइज या तो
correct
वो उससे डर रहा है या फिर वो उसकी इतनी इनसेटिएबल नीड में है कि वो उसको
mm.
मतलब वो नीड उसकी सेटिस्फाई ही नहीं होती है.
and also they do not accept it and that is why acceptance नहीं आने से फिर like वो layers बन जाते हैं unacceptance के और and then they feel uncomfortable around it कि
Yes.
जब वो मिलता है then they feel uncomfortable but
Yes.
then deep down I
True.
think everyone needs it but then people
Yeah.
वो layers इतने layers बन जाते हैं while growing up then it feels just alien to them right
Yes. True.
Absolutely. I mean, these are such beautiful topic. I mean, right? People, everyone should be aware about it, but then there's not much knowledge around us about all these things. And I'd love to have a separate, life for this thing itself. But then, like today's session, even though it was short, I mean, I could feel your energy in this live itself. I don't know. I mean, I never knew you before very properly, but then today here on this live only, I could connect with you very vibrationally, very energetically. And then I think universe
Same
had
here.
plans, for me to connect with
Same
you.
here.
And then I look forward to more such live, in the future.
Sure,
And
sure.
I mean, energy and vibration is like, I'm not, like boasting about it, but then I'm being very honest. It's really very calm and pure. And I could
Thank
sense it in this life itself.
you.
And then I can feel your journey, like what you have, come through, and then how you have shaped yourself and the people in your family. And then I can feel it. It's such a beautiful journey. And then,
Thank you.
like no one can ever tell you like you look so young and pretty like you have a 25-year-old child
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish you lots of love and good health and thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming live and thank you
And
for
it has
taking out
been
your precious
such a pleasure talking with you. And I wanted to tell you something and especially thank you for something. This is the first time I have come live on Instagram. So I've done live on
okay
Facebook. I've never done live on Instagram. So my first live, so this is, kind of, a very special memory also, in this sense also with such a beautiful, wonderful person. So I hold it very close in my heart.
Even for me, because I'm starting this bringing people to talk about their motherhood journey, and you are the first person whom I'm having this live with. This is the first time I'm like this is the first video, so it will be the first one, in every platform, and also it will have a special place in my heart also. And then
Thank
I never
you.
like I did not have much expectation about this, but then it was really nice. What like even though it was short, but then it was really nice and it
Thank
was
you.
really
Thank
special.
you.
And then we'll be.
Yes,
Thank you so
yes,
much.
it is.
So we
Thank
will
you.
end this live here itself, and in the upcoming sessions, I think we can take few questions from the audience. I think people were
Yes,
asking
yes,
about
yes.
you
We
too
would love
today
to do
itself.
that. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, and
Yeah.
in the upcoming lives, we will take questions from people.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care.
Thank you. Sending you
Thank you.
so much love. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Thank you.